Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the Radiant Ranks. I'm Kosher Ali and today is a new day, new topic, and a very new video. Now before I get into what I will be doing today, this is a thanks to all of you that are watching our previously made videos, which has gotten a lot of likes, views, and definitely a lot of subscribers. So everybody, thank you so much for all your love and support to our videos. And I also have some news to share with you. Very good news, actually. And that is that we have reached our very first baby milestone, which was 100 subscribers. Now that is very little to our massive journey because we are still going to make more and more videos each time on Sunday and Wednesday. So everybody, if you like this video, please do not forget to hit that like button and share with all your family and friends, as well as subscribe to our channel. So let's get into it. Today's video is going to be casting out nines for division. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video that I did for casting out nines, the basic one, then I suggest you watch that first to get a good understanding of the method casting out nines and to make this video more easier. I have also shared the link in the descriptions below so you can just check it out right now. So let's get into it. So everybody, today's method is going to be casting out nines. Now you can do this. Now this method is mainly used for the four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. However, today I will only be focusing on division and saving the other two, subtraction and multiplication, for a new video. Now before we get into the whole equations, let's prepare a list of the numbers that equal to 9 to make it easy when we're doing the equation. So they are 0 and 9, 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5. And once you continue, they'll just flip around. So 5 and 4, 6 and 3, so on. Now let's get into our first equation. So I will be going from simple and basic to hard and complicated. So as we progress, it'll get harder and harder. So let's start with the simple one now. It is 63 divided by 9, which equals 7. Is this equation even correct? Well, let's use our casting out 9 method to see if it is correct. So now, let's start off with the first number, 63. Are any numbers equal to 9 or are 9? Yes, they are 6 and 3, which has been circled from the list. So we can immediately cast it out, leaving us with 0. And then we can just write the divided sign next to it. So the first substitute is 0. Then we have 9. Whoa, we can immediately cast it out because from the list 0 and 9 that I have circled, leaving us again with 0. So the equation reads 0 divided by 0 equals. Then we just have 7. No numbers equal to 9 because it is a single digit and no numbers are next to it. So we can simply just write a 7 with our substitutes. Now the equation reads 0 divided by 0 equals 7. Is this correct? Well, absolutely not in real life, but in the equation it could be correct. Now before we do this, I want to use the method when we flip the equation around, which is called turnarounds. Now this may not be familiar to you, but this is what I just call it for time being. So turnarounds is basically when you flip the equation. So from either subtraction to addition, or like suppose multiplication to division, or the opposites. So then suppose if we take numbers 2 times 3 equals 6. Then what we can do is flip the equation around. So then that would be, so we go from 6 to 3 to 2. Then that would be 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So that is the flip around because we have changed the equation from multiplication to the flip around to division. And then also we can do 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Now this is what we call a family, a number family. So all of the numbers, so 6, 3, and 2, they all are like stuck together because through the equation, suppose 2 times 3 equals 6. Like 2 times 3 will never equal 10. And when we do 6 divided by 3 equals 2, 6 divided by 3 will never equal 75. Well, hopefully it would. So now that we know what it now that we know what is a turnaround, we can move into our first equation. 63 divided by 9 equals 7. So then we can turn it around, so we can start with 7, then 0, and then 0. So that would be 7 times 0 equals 0. Now, any number that we times by 0 will, of course, equal 0. Be it 10, be it 100, be it 1,000, even be it 1,000,000. It'll still equal 0. Oh, and by the way, our check answer for 0 and our flipped equation 0 all relate. So our answer is correct. We can give that a big fat tick. Now let's move on to the second equation. So we can just rub this out right now. And we can also leave the turnaround just in case we need it for the other problems. So for our second equation, it is going to be 6, 8. Now let's move on to a slightly harder one. So 3 digits and 2 digits. They are going to be 6,840. So that's 6,840 divided by 72, which equals 95. Is this hard equation even correct? Well, let's use our casting out 9 method to see if it is indeed correct. Let's start off with the first number, 6,840. Do any numbers even equal 9 or are 9? Well, no. So that leaves us with the second thing to just add them up, of course. So we have to add 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 0. 6 plus 4 equals 10, plus 0 equals 10, plus 8 equals 18. Wait a second, when we do that, we have the numbers 1 and 8. 1 and 8 equals 7, through the list over here. So we can immediately cast them out, leaving us with a big fat 0. Then we have 72. So that would be 7 and 2. That is again another equation that equals to 9. So we can immediately again cast those numbers out, leaving us with another big fat 0. So the equation reads 0 divided by 0 equals. Then we have 95. Wow, there is a 9 right there. From the list over here, which I've circled, 0 plus 9, leaving us with just a simple 5. So we can write that in our substitutes. So now the equation reads 0 divided by 0 equals 5. Is this correct? Well, in real life, definitely not. But in the equation, it could be correct. And yet again, we can use our turning around method for this equation, as it was similar to the first one, 0 divided by 0 equals 7. Luckily, we kept the turnaround, just in case we needed it for the other equations. And also, if you feel that you don't need a turnaround, like make the division or multiplication, that's totally fine if you feel it's correct. So 5 times 0 equals 0. Again, any number that we times by 0, be it 10, be it 100, be it 1,000, even be it 1,000,000, it will always equal 0. Our flipped equation 0 and our substitute 0 all relate. So our answer is correct. Yes. So we can give that another big fat tick. Now let's move on to our third equation. So let me just rub this out and then write our third equation. Rub, rub, rub. Rub, rub, rub. And finished. Yes. I'll rub the big tick out and the numbers. Now the third one is going to be, now this, trust me, is really hard. And it is going to be 341,912, which is 341,912. This may seem big, but don't worry. Now that divided by 632, so that's 632, which equals 541, 541. Now let's start with the biggest number, 341,912. Do any numbers equal 9 or are 9? Yes, there is a 9, which is the fourth number in the whole number. 0 and 9, which I've circled in the list. So we can just cast it out, leaving us with the rest of the numbers. And 3, 4, 1, 1, 2. So now we're just adding these numbers up. So 3 plus 4 equals 7, plus 1 equals 8, plus 1 equals 9. Oh, 9. Plus 2, which equals 11. But that is a two-digit number, and we have to reduce it to a single digit. So what we have to do is add the number 11. So 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So that is our first number substitute. So the equation now reads 2 divided by. Then we have 632. Do any numbers equal 9 or are 9? Yes, they are 6 and 3, the first two numbers. So we can immediately cross that out, leaving us with a simple 2. So then we can write that in our substitutes. So now the number reads 2 divided by 2 equals something. Then we have the last lucky number, 541. Do any numbers equal 9 or are 9? Oh yes, 5 and 4. They both equal 9 through the list that I have circled. So we can immediately cast it out, leaving us with a 1. So now the equation reads 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. Is this correct? Well, yes, it is indeed correct because I know my division, and also I don't think we need to use the turnaround because 2 divided by 2 does equal 1, so it's correct. But if you do want to, if you don't feel that it's correct, you can definitely use the turnaround. Feel free to. So you can just do 1 times 2 equals 2. If you know your multiplication, then you will know that that is simply correct because any number times by 1 that will equal itself. Oh, and 2 and 2 from the flipped equation, from the optional flipped equation and the substitute equation. So our answer is correct. Woohoo! Give that a big fat tick. Now let's rub this out and move on to the fourth and final one. Rubby, rubby, rub. Rub, rub, rub. Rubby, rubby, rub. Rub, rub, rub. Rub the last number. Yes, we rubbed it out. Oh, and also the circles too for our new equation. Now, lucky last number. Now that is going to be 407,379. So that's 40739 divided by 149. 149. Which equals 2,734. Is this equation easy? Well, it's definitely not because it looks really complicated and it actually is complicated. Oh, and that reminds me. Also, when we start to get with bigger and bigger numbers, especially with multiplication and division, we tend to make more and more mistakes as when we multiply two numbers, they give a really massive number. Whereas with addition, when we add the numbers, it doesn't give such a huge number. Same with division and subtraction. When we divide the numbers, they give a really big dividend, but when we subtract, they give a really big subtracted number. And division is like repeated subtraction, and multiplication is repeated addition. So it makes it more easier to do, but still we tend to make more mistakes. Okay. Now getting back to the equation. 40739 divided by 149 equals 2734. Is this correct? Let's use our casting out 9 method to see if it is correct. So, do any numbers in the first number equal to 9 or are 9? Yes, there is 0 and 9. So we can cast it out immediately, leaving us with just the other numbers to add, which are 4, 7, 3, 7. Now, no numbers over here equal to 9 or are 9, so we just have to add them as usual. So 4 plus 7 equals 11, plus 3, which equals 14, plus 7, which equals 21. And also, you could have added the 0, but that's optional. 21, that's a two-digit number, but we have to reduce it to a single digit. Then all we have to do is just add the numbers 2 and 1, and that equals 3. So then the equation reads 3 divided by. Then let's move on to 149. Do any numbers over here equal to 9 or are 9? Yes, there is a 9, which is the third and last number of the number. So we can give that a cross and then just add the 1 and 4. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So now the equation reads 3 divided by 5 equals. Then our last number, 2734. Do any numbers equal to 9 or are 9? Yes, they are 2 and 7. So we can give that a big cross and also circle them as well. So now and also we have to add the numbers 3 plus 4, as none of the numbers equal to 9. And that equals 7. So now our equation reads 3 divided by 5, which equals 7. Is this correct? Well, again, now we can use the turnaround method because I feel that it's not a proper division problem because the first number 3 has to be a lot bigger. So then once we call that back out as a multiplication, we have to just do the opposite. So 7, 5, and 3. So 7 times 5 equals 3. Does that make any sense? No. No. In real life, not, but in the equation, it could be. So then 7 times 5 equals 35. Now all we have to do is just add the numbers 3 plus 5, as it is a 2-digit, and we have to reduce it to a single digit, and that equals 8. Wait, what? No, our answer isn't correct, because it was meant to be 3, but it's not. So there must be some silly mistake in our question, so we can give that a big fat cross. So now I will just fix the problem and then rewrite the new one. So let's do rubby rub. Rubby rub, rub. Rub the equation out. Rub. Okay, now we have finished rubbing it out. And now let's write the new equation. And hopefully this will be correct. I really hope. So now I have checked and the new number, instead of 40739, 407366. So that reads 407,366. Divided by 147, which equals 2734. So the remaining numbers are the same, which is 149 and 2734, 2734. Now let's add the first number. So 407,366. Do any numbers equal to 9 or are 9? Yes, there is a 6 and 3. They are right next to each other. So we can immediately cross that out and circle them as well, leaving us with just the other numbers 407 and 6. So then we just have to add them. So 4 plus 0 is 0, plus 7 equals 11, plus 6, which equals 17. 17 is a 2-digit number, but we have to reduce it to a 1-digit. So that means we just add the numbers 1 and 7, and that gives us 8. So now the equation reads 8 divided by. Now we can just use the numbers that we did previously, so cast out 9 and leave us with 5. And then for the 2, 7, 3, 4, we can cast out 2 and 7, leaving us with just a 7. So now the equation reads 8 divided by 5 equals 7. Does this make any sense? Absolutely not again. Well, just saying, in real life, no, but in the equation, it could be correct now. So, again, we can use the turnaround method, which I personally call it, to check to flip the equation around and see if it is correct. So we start from 7, 5 to 8. So the equation would now read 7 times 5 equals 8. Is that correct? No. So now what we have to do is just 7 times 5, which equals 35. Now what we have to do is 3 plus 5,
which equals 8. Oh wow, finally, our equation is correct. So we just had to change those two numbers, 7 and 9, to 6 and 6. And that is the end of our equations. This method, casting out nines for division, may have been hard, but trust me, once you start to practice more and more with more and new numbers, you will start to get the hang of it. Through the saying, practice makes perfect. So just keep on practicing with more different numbers, and also if you feel that it's not working, then do feel free to go back through the video so you don't miss out on any steps.
Thank you so much everybody for watching today's video. Hope you found the casting out 9 division easy, but it may have been a little bit harder than the previous video, which was for addition, casting out 9s. Also, if you have any doubts or concerns, please do feel free to email us at theradiantranks@gmail.com. I will come back soon with the other videos on casting out 9s. So please do follow us on YouTube and also Instagram as well. Please, please, please do not forget to like and share this video with all your family and friends. And please, please, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so you do not miss out on any new videos. Till then, stay tuned and stay excited. Bye everybody.